Have you ever told people about a really big dream of yours? A plan that made you so excited that you truly believed, this time, I am definitely going to make it. Then, a few weeks later, you realize you no longer have enough motivation to keep going, not because you are lazy, not because you are weak, but because the initial spark quietly faded away without you noticing. If that sounds familiar, stay with this story until the very end, because it might be that what is holding you back is not a lack of ability, but the fact that you talked about your dream too early. In a quiet little town, there was a man who worked as a carpenter. Every day, he worked in an old woodworking shop at the edge of town. His job was to fix tables and chairs, to build cabinets. Steady work that brought in little money and even less attention. He worked hard, but deep down, he always felt that he was meant to do something bigger. So he had many dreams. One week, he said, he was going to open a large woodworking workshop. The next week, he talked about designing exquisite handmade pieces and selling them everywhere. He told his customers, he told his friends, he told anyone who was willing to listen. People smiled. They encouraged him. They said, "You are skilled. I believe you can do it." Those words made him feel more important, more valuable. That night, he slept very well, his mind filled with beautiful visions of the future. But the next morning, standing in front of the familiar pile of wood and tools, he felt tired again. He put off actually getting started. He spent more time thinking about plans than sawing wood or hammering nails. A few days passed, then a few weeks. No new products were finished. He started another idea, told people about it again, received praise again, and then gave up again. It happened so many times that even he stopped believing in himself. On some evenings, he sat alone in the workshop, looking at the unused pieces of wood, and asked himself, "Do I lack discipline? Or am I really not good enough to go any further?" He began to feel embarrassed when meeting people who had once heard him talk about his dreams, not because he did not try, but because he had already used up all his energy in words before taking action. One afternoon, as he was cleaning up the workshop and getting ready to close, an older man walked in. He was also a carpenter, but had retired long ago. He spoke little and rarely gave advice. Yet the old wooden furniture in his home was always sturdy and refined. Instead of asking questions, he sat down on a wooden chair in the workshop and began to tell a story. "Long ago," he said slowly, "I once knew two men who planted trees. The first man, whenever he got a new seed, would take it around and show it to everyone. He told people that he was about to grow a great tree. People applauded. They praised him. They congratulated him. But because he was too busy talking about the seed, he never planted it in the ground. The seed slowly dried out in the palm of his hand." The old man paused for a moment, then continued. "The second man was different. He did not tell anyone. He quietly dug the soil, placed the seed inside, and covered it up. Day after day, he came back to water it, to care for it, and to wait patiently. One day, people only saw a tree standing strong against the sun and wind, and no one remembered anymore. Who was the one who talked the most?" The older man looked at the young carpenter and gently asked, "Which seed do you think was truly planted?" The young man did not answer, but deep inside him, something suddenly broke open. For the first time, he understood this. When he talked about his dreams too early, his mind felt as if he had already achieved them. Praise replaced real work. The feeling of success came before his hands ever got to work. It was not that his dreams were weak. It was that he let them die. In words, that night, he decided to change. Not with a big promise, but with one very specific action. The next day, he arrived at the workshop earlier than usual. He chose a small wooden table and set one rule for himself. Do not tell anyone. Do not talk about the plan. Only focus on doing each step. Every day, he spent a fixed amount of time working. He did not think too far ahead. He did not imagine grand outcomes. He only sawed wood, hammered nails, smoothed every edge. Some days he was tired. Some days he felt bored. But because no one knew what he was doing, no one asked. No one expected anything. The pressure disappeared. All that remained was the work and his hands. After a few weeks, the table was finished. Not perfect, but solid. And it was the first thing he had completed. In many years, he sat and looked at it for a long time. And for the first time, he felt a quiet sense of pride. Not from praise, not from attention, but from knowing that he had fully completed something. From that point on, he changed the way he worked. He did not talk about what he was going to do. He just did it. Each time he finished a piece, only then did he bring it out into the light. Little by little, people began to notice his work, not his words. His life did not change because he dreamed bigger. It changed because he kept his dreams silent for longer. Now, think about yourself. How many times have you talked about a goal only to lose the motivation to pursue it later? Maybe you do not need to talk about your dream today. Keep it close, protect it with quiet action, and let the results speak when they are ready. Because the world does not need to hear what you are going to do. It only needs to see what you have actually done. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a little more belief. And if you want to keep listening to slow, deep, and inspiring stories, do not forget to follow the channel. Thank you for listening.